Alright guys, welcome back to game number 2 of NaVi versus Vega Squadron. Game 1, we saw NaVi pick a death ball lineup that looked right at a 6.82, and they rolled down every lane, took every tower, and won the game very quickly. And again, in convincing fashion. My Dota crashed, so let me restart that very quickly here. I'm not sure why that happened. But we haven't even started the draft yet, so don't worry, we're not missing much. In fact, we're probably not missing anything. Just load up here. It'd be interesting to see if NaVi want to continue with their same kind of style, if they want to go Death Ball. And, you know, NaVi Death Ball usually is more exciting than what we saw. They tend to pick Death Ball heroes that tend to get more kills as opposed to push, but they had the Pugna there. And he just stood back and took every tower in the game. I mean, Havos just went from tower to tower and just ate them all up. He was a monster. But again, we'll see if they want to go for that again, or if maybe Vega ban that out or pick something a little different against it. We'll see exactly what they want to do. But if NaVi win this, I believe they'll move into first place. Don't quote me on that, but I believe if they win this game, they move up to first place. Again, I could be completely wrong, though, so we'll see exactly how it goes here. I'll have to check the standings afterwards. But we're in the draft now. Bans are out. Queen of Pain and Undying banned out by Vega Squadron. They learned their lesson. They don't want to face the Undying again. Wisp, the first ban from NaVi. They don't want to see any Wisp plays. No one really wants to see any Wisp plays in this qualifier. I mean, Wisp is just always banned out. We're right back to TI5 with that. As NaVi take out the Dragon Knight as well. I don't really see why they banned the Dragon Knight in the first phase. I mean, they did really well up against it. I think they understood how to play well, but they don't want to fight it, so maybe they have a different plan in mind here. Something that they wouldn't want to put up against the DK. But we'll see what Vega want to go for first pick. Gyro is in the pool. He did scoot out of the first ban phase there, so he is available for pickup if they want to take him.
10 seconds remaining.
Not sure what Vega, if they're really comfortable with the Gyro, but I mean, it's one of the strongest carries in the game right now, and one of the most picked heroes when it is let through. So we'll see if they want to snatch it up here, or if they're going to not take the bait and maybe let the Gyro go onto the side of NaVi. I don't think NaVi will say no to a Havos Gyro, though, so we'll see if Vega want to give that up. They actually take the Lesh. Pretty strong pick, and we know NaVi really like to run the Havos Lesh. They've been doing it all qualifier, and they've been doing it well. So they're going to take that right out from underneath NaVi. And again, we'll see if NaVi want to go with the Gyro here or maybe do something a little different. No, they will take the Gyro. And that will be played more than likely by Havost, one of his signature heroes. You go all the way back to TI2 days, TI3 days, and you see the Havost Gyrocopter with his slew of rapiers that he just kind of hides in his stash and uses whenever he sees fit. But what will they pair with the Gyro is the question. Shadow Demon, a very good pickup with the Gyro. The disruption sets up some easy early game ganks with the Rocket Barrage in combination. And it's good to take that away from the Lesh as well, because SD does set up these split earths very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take the second pick, Seneko, Shadow Demon here. But they're taking their time with the second pick. I believe they're probably debating whether or not they want to take it or let it go to the side of Vega, who I mean, they might not take it, but I don't see why it would get through both of these teams unless it made it to the ban phase. But I'm going to say that either or, Vega or NaVi, will take the SD. I think it suits both their teams well here right now with the two carries that have been picked up. NaVi might be debating on the puck, rather. They might think that Vega are going to ban the puck out in the second ban phase, so they might think, hey, do we want to take this now and secure it for Dendy? Or do we want to go some other route? We'll have to see exactly what the decision will be. But again, I do believe that the SD is a good pickup here. Disruptor. But it's going to be Disruptor. So NaVi say, hey, we're going to try the Disruptor this time and see how you handle it. So interesting decision there. And now Vega. What will be the decision for them? I'm trying to think. Glimpse doesn't go through Disruption, does it not? I don't believe it does. I believe if you disrupt someone, they do not get glimpsed. So that could be a good counter to that as well. But again, we'll see if they want to maybe go a different route. Plenty of options. I'm not their captain, so I would not be able to tell you what exactly they want to do here. But they will take the SD and get that set up for the Lashrak stun. And it's good defensively too against Rocket Barrage, against Gyro Ulti too. It's just a very good pickup. If you have a stun to set up, you really don't want to let it go. So Vega will take out the Brood Mama. So we won't have a Funnic Brood. I don't know if Funnic plays Brood that often. I haven't seen Navi run Brood too much. I could be wrong though. I'm always surprised. Beastmaster, at least recently, has been almost continuously banned out in the second phase, but no one really picks it up in the first phase. So it's in a really weird state of limbo where it's not strong enough for teams to pick it up in the first phase, but it is strong enough for them to ban it in the second phase. So interesting decisions there. I don't think Vega want to give the puck over to Navi again. Dendi he's just playing too good of a puck right now. I don't think you give it back. I don't think you're scared of puck, but I think you're scared of Dendi puck is what you are. So I think if you're Vega, you take it out here in the second phase and just don't let him have it. I mean, Dendi doesn't have the Queen of Pain option. You take the puck away, puts him maybe into Storm Spirit, or it's not much, and they will take out the puck. Don't want to let Dendi get that. Navi say no PL for you. PL is a hero that I feel like seems to not get picked first phase, but is very frequently banned in the second phase. Same as a Beastmaster. So teams again not feeling too old to pick it up early on. In terms of what we need, I mean, some fluid lineups here. I mean, Vega can go push with this. They can go late game with this. They can do anything they want. Same with Navi, although with the Gyro, he's mid-game kill-oriented. He doesn't necessarily have crazy push abilities. In any stage of the game, he really just, becomes a very hard carry. But I'm sure they want to look for some early kills, so you might see another Genki-style support disruptor with the level 1 Glimpse. Can definitely set up some nice kills, especially with Rocket Barrage. But they might go for something like a Lion, maybe a Dazzle. They did like the Dazzle last game. It worked out very well for them. It's still in the pool too. So I'll be surprised if that's their pick. Or if they want to maybe get Dendi's hero here. Again, I'm not sure what they pick up for Dendi right now. A lot of mid heroes banned out. The Quap, the DK, the Puck, the Beastmaster as well. Maybe you give him Storm. I don't know if Storm does too well against Vega right now, though. They're going to go Nyx, so maybe they put Funnic on the offlane Nyx Assassin. Nyx seeing some light that he hasn't seen for quite a few patches, being picked up quite frequently, be put in the offlane. A very utility-based hero, very good at nuking and disabling. And I'm not really sure where Nyx went, but they brought him back. The teams brought him back, and I appreciate that because it's a fun hero to watch. Impales are one of the most fun stuns to watch as they aren't targetable, so you do have to be a little skillful with them. But what do Vega want next is the question. As my cat is mutilating my hand right now, I won't let it go. It's going to be the Shadow Fiend. Can I have my hand back? Thank you, cat. It'll be the Shadow Fiend. So they'll put him, I guess, in the mid lane, and they'll put Lesh in the safe lane. That's what at least I'm going to assume they're going to do. Not a too crazy exciting early game here. I mean, Shadow Demon Lesh can get some early kills with that level 1 disruption into stun combo, but it's not crazy reliable because you are going to need a little bit more damage, maybe level 2 on each hero. And it's going to be a Dendi Magnus. All right, that's what I like to see. I love me some Magnus. It's one of my favorite heroes, and I especially love watching Dendi play it. Not one of his super main heroes. I mean, you usually hear about the S4 Magnus or the Arise Magnus. Not a lot of hype around the Dendi Magnus, but hey, Dendi can play a lot of heroes, so it'll be fun to see him on the Magnus. And Clockwork comes out for Vega, so it'll be a Mag Clock, his signature hero. And this game is looking like it could go into the late game and be very exciting. Both teams seem to be pretty equally as strong as each other in the late game. I want to give the edge to Vega slightly, as they have 2 late game damage cores, and Navi only have 1 so far. And with Dendi playing the Mag and the core Nyx in the offlane, it's probably all they're going to have is the only 1 damaging carry. So again, I give the Vega the advantage, but at the same time, you can't count out RP. It's just such a strong late game utility, especially when you have the refresh orb.
10
So
seconds
you
remaining.
can't count Navi out of the late game, but again, I think you can give the advantage to Vega here.
NaVi's turn
They'll be looking
to
for one
pick.
more support, as will Navi. Both teams needing one more here. The Chen and Enchantress banned out by both teams respectively, so we won't see a jungle support unless they want to go Enigma. And I don't think Navi want to go Enigma here. I mean, you already have RP. You don't really need the black hole. I mean, it would be nice. It's always that dream combo, but dream combos aren't necessarily too good in pro games because you only really need one big ulti to really get the point home. But they're going to go Winter Wyvern Navi. We'll pick that up as their final support hero. And definitely a strong anti-carry style hero with that late game ulti. It's just a beast. I mean, if you ulti the Lesh and the Shadow Fiend gets caught in it, then that could just be a disaster. But what do Vega want? Now, Vega, on the other hand, could also maybe pick up the Enigma, but I mean, with the Clockwork,
5 seconds
Clockwork doesn't synergize too terribly well with the Black Hole, so I mean, the cogs tend to create a lot of chaos in fights, so Black Hole becomes a little bit harder to land, especially if you don't have a blink, so maybe not the Enigma. But I mean, hey, you could take it if you wanted to, but I think maybe they go something different here. Dazzle's still in the pool, and I actually really like Dazzle here. If they want to support, I'm going to say they should go Dazzle. That I think is the best option, but we'll see what they want to do. As regardless, this is definitely going to be an action-packed game. You have a lot of heroes that love fighting, a lot of team fight-oriented heroes, and we don't have a death ball this time around. The largest push so far is the Lesh, and he's not even really built around push these days. He's built around fighting with his ultimate and such. So definitely we have the tools for an exciting game number 2 here. Vega taking their time, talking it over. 20 seconds left to make the pick here. You wonder if they want to go something surprising here. Maybe something a little off the beaten path. But yeah, if they want to go and follow the meta, they will do the Dazzle and pick him up. And here we go. Game number 2 of NaVi versus Vega Squadron. Quickly introduce the heroes since we're going to be on this page for a while because teams like to take their time. We're going to have Havost on the Gyro, Artstyle on the Disruptor, Funnick on the offlane, Nyx, Dendi with his Magnus mid, and it'll be Seneca on the Winter Wyvern. On Vega Squadron's side, it'll have Mag on his signature Clockwork, no one on the Shadow Fiend, Solo on the support Shadow Demon, and I don't know that name. I just don't know that name. He's going to be Leshrac for me. There's too many vowels there. Too many options for that name. As we do have a disconnect here on the side of NaVi. As they call for 1 second. And I also forgot to mention Sema on the Dazzle as our final player. And again, I can see some early rotations on the side of Vega, and I can see some early rotations on the side of NaVi. Both sides. Actually, not as much on NaVi. It's really only the Disruptor who can do the early rotations. Winter Wyvern, I mean, he does some nice bit of damage, but really, that's all Wyvern does early on. Just does a little bit of damage. That's really it. Winter Wyvern, you really pick for that ultimate is the best thing. And the late game heal is really, really good if the game does go that far. Let's see, how many raises do we have here on our Arcana? Only 11. Come on, no one. Get with the times. Gotta have more than 11, man. Gotta have more than 11. Dendi, unfortunately, literally no couriers purchased on his Magnus. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You gotta think that maybe one day he would purchase a courier. I've never seen this gyro set, though, actually. It's the Alliance gyro set. All right. Havost showing some love for his Swedish friend. As NaVi do want to go, but Vega do not want to go, and now they want to go. So we're gonna go here with game number 2. We'll see if any teams want to find some early game kills before the horn sounds, but I don't think NaVi really want to fight early. Actually, I take that back. I don't think Vega want to fight early. I mean, NaVi have a lot of have more damage, more level 1 damage with the Rocket Barrage. Nyx can level Impale, although he doesn't really want to. He probably wants the level 1 Spiked Carapace for the safety in the offlane. But they are making a move here. It's going to be a 3v5 situation in the bottom lane, as we have no one and the Lesh separated off from the rest of their team. Solo wants to... No, he doesn't have a ward. He just has boots. Mag has the ward here. He needs to be a little careful here. He'll pop it up and they won't really go too much farther. They'll just play it safe, which is a smart move. Again, the level 1 is weaker than NaVi's. They are going to send Dendi top, and it's a little dangerous here for no one. He doesn't want to get too close to this rune and get screwed up onto the cliff. Dendi can level skewer level 1 and put the SF up there, and he does not have a TP, so he definitely needs to be careful here. I mean, and Dendi has the advantage here. He has the high ground vision here, and no one doesn't know that he's there, but Lesh could move forward and maybe scout him out here. I mean, Dendi can walk up and skewer him right now. He could do it. He's deciding not to, though. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't want to go for it. I guess he was scared of the Lesh and just wants to have that level 1 shockwave to farm, but I mean, the SF was just right in position for the cliffing there. So, not going to do it. In the meantime, what is Artstyle doing? Alright, that's going to be your first blood here. A little bit of 3-2-2, if you want to call it that. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of Artstyle being up there was, but he goes down and gives a nice boost to Clockwork, who could not be happier about that. Dendi gonna level up actually the Empower to secure some of the farm. And out CS the Shadow Fiend, keep his souls low. It's gonna be a 1v1 Mag versus Savos. Actually, it's 2v1. Artstyle charging his way back into the lane after a very silly mishap there. Seneko giving some early game support to Dendi, but no one is getting a couple. Actually, no, he still doesn't have a soul yet. And Seneko is just going to harass him down. I mean, oh, this is just so much early game damage. Luckily, no one does have the salve. He's actually taking a lot of damage here, but Seneko needs to be careful here. He's actually just going to right-click him. He's not scared of the raises because he knows that he popped the mid-raise there, so as long as he stays in that range, he'll be A-okay, and he will. Now, Mag's going to have to be careful here. If he gets glimpsed back into a Rocket Barrage, especially if it's level 2, which is what they're going to wait for, he could take so much damage. I mean, this is exactly what Havos needs to do. He's harassing Mag down as much as he can with the flat cannon. And they're going to push him back and probably force us out. They're actually going to go for it here with the level 1 Rock Barrage, but there's creeps in the way. Mag does have the cogs, will push back Artstyle, drain some of his mana, and Mag will be A-okay. Definitely needs to be careful, though. Did Havos lose his mana there? Did he get hit by that? I think Havos might have mistimed the cogs ending there and ran into him. Funnick is getting scared out of this lane, though, as the pulls are successful, the pull-throughs by Sema, so Funnick will have some issue getting XP here. He will stab some of the neutral XP as well as he can. As we look at the last hits, we see that Dendi is winning out against the SF. The SF does have some souls now, so he'll be able to start building up that damage, as the runes will be split here between the supports. And Havos still harassing down Mag with that flat cannon. And you see he moves up to the range creep here to try to get that range, so he can do that to harass and keep Mag out of lane. But Mag's just going to CS with Rocket Flare. He'll be happy to do so. Dendi, he does not have Skewer, so he's just right-clicking down no one, trying to harass him out here. Wyvern actually has Illusions. They're going to go on mid here. They do a lot of damage. They're going to TP in a hero here. It's going to be the Shadow Demon. Solo will be able to scare off the enemy here. Does he go for Disruption? No, it's on cooldown. He used it somewhere else. Not sure what he used it on recently. Maybe it was some defensive play in top or what, but doesn't have it available for him. But he does save the Shadow Fiend, who is going to have his bottle on a few more CS here. He does have more tangos, so he can stick around a little bit in lane, but Dendi does have the Skewer, so he'll be able to threaten with that. In the meantime, though, Mag kind of out in no man's land here. There is a level 2 Rocket Barrage available on Havos, but Mag does have the Boots of Speed. He'll be able to run out of this one. In the meantime, there's a Disruption up in mid. Dendi making a move onto the SD, but not going to find anything. Now, we still wouldn't have had our first blood if Artstyle didn't completely feed in the bottom lane, but yeah, unfortunate for him. Seneko's still hanging around mid, sapping XP from Dendi, but, you know, keeping his farm up. Dendi is still winning the lane slightly, but no one is, you know, with that soul damage, able to keep pace. And he'll probably eventually start to pass Dendi. I mean, SF will lose early against the Magnus, but once he has that soul damage and the levels in the raise, Dendi won't be able to really stay in lane relatively well. He will have the bottle card, and that'll help him. Funnick taking some harass in the top lane. Poison Touch will be leveled. Vega do decide to get that value point into Poison Touch. As last game, the Dazzle Seneko did not get that. We're going to have a contention for the top rune here. SF Pings it out, but it goes to Magnus. Doesn't have his, or excuse me, he did have a bottom lane actually.
Radiant's middle
Or no.
tower is under attack.
Did he pick up the rune top and then pick up a second rune? Was that rune just there the whole time? I think it was. So that's interesting that the rune wasn't taken previously. And Dendy's actually going to find a haste rune. This is a big deal. A hasted Magnus with skewer can find an early game kill. So the Dire need to be wary of that. If Dendy hastes up and gets behind no one here, he probably will go down. He doesn't have TP support. The haste is popped. Here comes Dendy. He wants to land the skewer here, and I think he easily will. But he takes 2 raises instantly, and he needs to be careful here. He might go down. He's trying to dodge raids with the haste, and he's very wisely doing so. He does get out of it, but no one will be okay. Dendy mistakenly taken 2 raises there. Doesn't allow him to get the kill, but he does wisely juke out of the 3rd raise and will live. But just a bit of a misplay there. Tried, or rather, it was a very good play by no one. Hitting those 2 raises and getting Dendy very low to the point where he couldn't land the skewer anymore, or at least couldn't land it effectively. In the meantime, though, Lesh actually beating out Havost by 10 CS. The Clockwork has 2 denies, so he's been a bit of a nuisance for Havost. And Lesh is definitely winning the safe lane farm war here. Has the arcane boots already. No one's still having a little bit of trouble against anybody. Has passed him on the CS list here. And I think he does have... No, he doesn't have a stack yet, so... Support's not stacking for him, but he doesn't really need them just yet, as, again, he'll start to outpace the Magnus here. Solo does have disruption. Do they want to go on Dendy here, maybe? No, I mean, he has a skewer to get out, so they really can't land the raise combo on him. It'll be very difficult to land those in between the... Is Mag going to go here? Mag's going to go here, but they're going to TP in. This is just a big bait. I mean, with the creeps taking the damage, does Mag get the kill beforehand? Oh, the heal from Seneko! Mag was looking to trade, but he doesn't get it. The TP in from the Winter Wyvern and the heal as well keeps Seneko alive. Or, excuse me, keeps Artstyle alive. Getting my supports confused here. Another, or at least a small win for NaVi there. Artstyle making up for, I guess Seneko making up for Artstyle. Oh, Solo. Denies the room, but does it cost him his life here? He disrupts, but SF able to be close enough to scare away NaVi. Doesn't want to make a play here. Diddy 1 level away from RP. Once he gets that RP, SF's going to have to be careful not to get comboed into the tier 1 mid. As this is very interesting that we see these dual lane mids now almost every game. Both teams very concerned about keeping the farm equal for both mid laners. As then they actually need to be careful here. Seneko not really in range for support as he is stacking right now. And the Shadow Demon, does he smoke up here? He has it, but he hasn't used it. He's just walking around without the smoke. Looking for a ward, but he doesn't find one. They find a sentry. And they do ward up the cliff as well. And Dendy working on his blink here. About 800 more gold. Or excuse me, 900 more gold, and he will have it. As in the top lane, Mag getting gone on here. Does he have cogs? He does. Just a couple more right clicks, and whoa, the bottle is gonna be enough. He gets out with about 10 HP. Mag barely living there. Those well-timed bottle charges keeps him alive, and he will head back to base to heal up. Dendy moving up on the SF, trying to get him out of lane here. He does have Seneko wrapping around, not smoked up though, but there is no ward anymore. It was cleared out by NaVi. Seneko, this is actually smart. He's scouting out for a stack possibly, I believe, and yeah, he will find a double stack, but I don't think it's really worth it to do too much there, as no one is coming around the back here, and he will stack it one more time. Does Seneko actually try to block this? Oh, he's looking for the courier. He's looking for the courier. He's going to find the courier. Does he click it down? He's just not clicking it. There he goes. He will start to click it, but he just has no damage. Does that actually work on the courier? It doesn't. Seneko didn't know. I didn't know, but we learned today that spell does not work on the courier. And now a contention for the stack. Dendy with the invis runes. They're actually baiting Seneko here. Oh, the courier gets thrown into the neutrals. Oh no, the RP on Solo. He's gonna go down. What was on that courier? What was on that courier? It was a... Oh no! It was his bottle. It was Shadow Fiend's bottle that was on the courier. He takes it through. I guess he didn't expect NaVi to be there, and so the neutrals actually just swipe at the courier and take it down. And even if the neutrals didn't get a NaVi, would have. And so that's a disaster for the SF. He doesn't have any mana right now, too, so he can't really do too much. Needs to be careful here. There is no RP though. Dendy did use it on the Shadow Demon, but he's going to have his blink in 100 gold. A very nice blink timing for Magnus. That's your key when playing Magnus, is to secure that blink as quickly as possible. And this will be a very good timing for Dendy. As we have a TP to the tier 2 mid. Sema coming in here, and Seneko still trying to take this stack. I didn't see if he got, I think he got most of it. Yeah, they did get most of it, but they are tracking him down here. Lesh will get the stun. He's going to want to deny here. Is he going to be able to? No. The right click from SD. Timed well. And that'll be a kill for Solo. But Seneko, I mean, he says, you know, he's probably like, ah, worth it. That was worth it. We took the stack. And Havo's still behind on the Lesh here by a good 13 CS. Funnick ticking up on mid. Is he level 6 yet? No, still level 5, about halfway to 6. He'll have it soon. There's a smoke up, though. The two supports on the side of Vega, wrapping around, maybe looking for the gyro or mid. We'll see which way they pick here. There's a support mid, so I don't think they go there. Funnick is next to Dendy, so they're going to have to probably choose to go bottom. Ooh, do they see the haste rune? They don't see the haste rune. They pass it up. Actually, no, they're giving it to the Shadow Fiend. And here we go. They're actually going in on Mag. This is poor timing for the side of Vega. Mag goes down. They're going to disrupt the Wyvern, but this is not going to be a good trade for them. It's a smoke only for a support. And do they even get Seneko? He is going to put himself up there. The raises will be there, though. One more right click will do it. And it's a 1-for-1 trade, but it was just bad timing. They might have been able to get the gyro there if they were a little bit faster. But unfortunately, again, the timing just wasn't too great. And Mag does go down. But still an even trade for sorts. Support for core, but no, it's your offlaner. He's going to die. Clockwork, unfortunately, still level 5, though. He's having a hard time. He needs that 6 to be truly effective here in the mid-game. Havos with the phase helm with the Dominator. Leshrak, his next item looks to be... I don't know. Maybe he goes right for the Bloodstone. He has 2,500 gold. He's saving up a lot here. He has a piece of the Soul Ring, so I assume it might be a Bloodstone. Dendy has that blink. What's he got on the courier coming to him? It's a wand. Finishing up that. Actually, it's just a magic stick. It's not the wand. Maybe he had it saved up. Not sure. And yes, it will be the Bloodstone for the Lesh. But can they kill him here is the question. They have Funnick in the trees. He doesn't have Vendetta, unfortunately. And the Lesh is actually... He only has 700 HP. He's not very tanky right now. 5 armor. They can bring him down with just these two heroes. Especially with the Disruptor ulti as well, so Lesh needs to be careful here. They want to have the Vendetta, but they might need to go without it. But, the pause coming out from Disruptor. And here's the situation. We have Solo on the back end. Mag as well. Does he have level 6? He does, so I don't think Navi can do this anymore. They can't go in on the Lesh. They could have if the clock wasn't 6, but now it's just not going to work. And I mean, even if they would have glimpsed the Lesh back, Disruption from Shadow Demon would have probably saved him. So I don't think they can go for this. And if the SD or the Clockwork shows, they'll probably back off. I mean, they probably absolutely will back off. Havost has the Ogre Club, working towards the BKB here. Once he gets that, Navi will definitely look to make some aggression happen. As they... I mean, I want to say they have the stronger mid-game lineup, but, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it seems relatively even. They probably have a little bit of a beat-up on farm. Yeah, only 1,000 gold, though. But I want to say with the Gyro ulti, the Mag RP, Disruptor ulti as well, and the Nyx Assassin damage and Disable, I think they have the slightly better mid-game. And they are a bit stronger right now, so they can probably threaten some tier 1 towers. So we'll get this mouse problem situated out hopefully soon. Quote-unquote mouse problem. I will say, out of all the problems that happens the most with streamers, or excuse me, not streamers, but professional Dota players, they seem to have a lot of mouse problems. Which is odd. Anyway, the G is called, and we're ready to go here. We'll head back to this top lane and see what occurs here. Vendetta cooling down for another 8 seconds. They do spot out the SD, maybe. I don't think he was in vision, though, so they don't see him still. They could actually technically go in on him. And Funnick will go under. There is with the sentry, though. There is a sentry. They're going to catch him out here, but he will get hit by the creep wave. But they are going to disrupt him. And now here we go. Lesh stun. Is it timed right? Yes, it is. It lands, but Spike Carapace is timed perfectly. He has taken a lot of damage, and he will go down. Artstyle will throw out the ulti on the Lesh. He wants to get this kill, maybe. Can he? It won't be enough damage. It's just not enough. It was very close, but it wasn't enough. And so Funnick does eventually go down. A good place sentry there. Picks up the kill for Vega. Dendy with the regen rune. He might look to harass mid a little bit, but the Shadow Fiend is no longer here. He is making his way back, though. And it's going to be the early mech build for the SF. Pretty common these days. Although he, taking a little bit of time on it. I think he did die one. No, he didn't die once. All right, well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
There's a glyph for the Radiant. I believe that was a misclick. Yeah, there's no towers being threatened right now, so that was absolutely a misclick. So that's unfortunate for them. Glyph being down, their next tier 1 tower is pretty exposed. Whichever one Vega decide to go for here. And now Funnick, he's probably wanting to look to get his Blink Dagger here now. He's actually going to pick up a magic stick. Just to have it, just in case. And again, that timing on the BKB is going to be important. Dendy, I mean, his next item is more than likely probably going to be a Force Staff. It tends to be the build. And yeah, he does pick up the Arcane or the Staff of Wizardry, so he will be pulling into the Force Staff. But there's really no other item timing that's going to come out on the side of NaVi besides both BKB. There's no other big item. Oh, the RP is going to whiff completely. Dendy. A strange misplay from him as they waste the level 1 RP. It's going to be down for another 2 minutes. So that's going to make Vega feel a little bit safer now in all their lanes. And they might take advantage of that being down. Do they have a smoke? One of the courier. No smoke, but they have one available. Yep, they do have 2 smokes available, so you might see them make a play there. NaVi actually, they're like, hey, we wasted RP, but that doesn't mean we're gonna quit just yet. And they are smoked up, looking maybe for the Lesh, but he's way far back. The smoke does break, so they know that someone's there, but he's backing off. They do have the wards. They see the SF and they see the Leshrac, and they're like, all right, that's too deep for us. We're out of here. And they might make a play to push this top lane now. But, I mean, can they do it without RP? That's the question. They do have a Blink Skewer, and that's pretty strong early game, too. So you don't necessarily need the RP, but you definitely would like to have it here for a siege. I think they just put pressure. I don't think they really make any kind of significant push, as their push is actually extremely weak this game, where last game it was completely dominant. This game, little to no push on the side of NaVi. They want to fight. And again, that timing on the BKB for Havos is going to decide when they want to do that. He is going to stack up this hard camp one more time. We'll go ahead and watch that nice and easy. An easy pull on the 53. He's got it, no question. Does he have a nice ancient stack here? He has a triple. 1, 2. No, this is a quad stack. This is a quad stack of ancients, so they're going to probably look to farm that up and finish the BKB. There's a Rocket Flare heading top. They actually did do a significant amount of damage to this tower. And Vega are looking probably to at least get the deny here. Do they go in? I don't think they go here. Yeah, Clockwork gets glimpsed back. He does get the hook, but there's no cogs to follow because of the glimpse. Good play by Art Style. He will be A-OK. Completely whiffs stun, and now completely out of position is Solo. He disrupts himself. The Shadow Fiend is getting wound up with the silence. The ulti from Disruptor, as well as Wyvern, they combine to keep the Shadow Fiend silenced. The Grave popped on Dazzle very early. No one will wind up the ulti and throw it, but it doesn't do too much damage. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Funnick went down to the raises, and now Havos kind of way out in no man's land. He goes down too. Not sure what he was doing so far away from his team. All of NaVi very low. Not sure where the damage came from. I believe it was the SF ulti and the Leshrac just whittling them down. They just couldn't fight. As it becomes a 2-for-1 trade, and not too hot for NaVi there. Kind of a couple misplays. Combining the ultimates there on the SF, it just didn't work out for him too well. The mech was popped as well, so good timing on the mech there. I think it just came out to him recently too, as that fight will give Leshrac his Bloodstone, and they'll be looking to build up charges on that. NaVi might look to regroup here. It was not the best decision to have an engagement there without Havos' BKB. I mean, all that magic damage really killed him. Dendy actually, he's gonna go down. Yeah, he'll go down to this Disruptor ulti, or Shadow Demon ulti. He'll pop there, and another strange play by Dendy. Just not really playing too hot right now in this game. A couple of strange decisions have cost him a couple of kills and cost him his life there. So he does have his Force Staff in about 600 gold, but he won't have his refresher for quite a while here. His farm has slowed down pretty significantly into this mid game. I don't think NaVi defend this mid tower. I think they just let it drop. And not having that glyph kind of hurts him here. But they'll lose the tower. Their glyph will refresh, and they'll look to maybe
Has fallen.
make a play somewhere else. I'm not sure what Navi can really do right now. They're too far behind to really fight in this early mid game. They need to wait for the BKB on Navos. He's almost got it here. He just took down this ancient stack. But still a bit of a ways away. And once he does get that BKB, the issue now is that Vega, they have more farm than they would have had if Havos just kind of farmed his BKB earlier. Him dying in that fight and losing a big chunk of gold there kind of delayed the timing, and when they would have been much stronger, now they are less likely to win these fights. They have a smoke here. Yes, they do. They're going to smoke up. But again, they just don't have the BKB on. Havos, yeah, he's not even going to go with them. This is just a triple smoke here with the supports in the offlaner. Maybe looking for a lucky pickoff, but I mean, they're just not going to find anything. They ping out the bottom lane, but I don't think they realize that Solo's in the trees here. So this could be a disaster for Na'Vi. I mean, there's TP support too as well that'll come in. Seneko will pop the Arctic Burn, but he pops that ward right underneath the sentry, so they are going to construct the SF. He doesn't have a BKB, but he walks right at the kinetic field. There's a skewer and RP. Nice by Dendi. Disruption, though, on the Shadow Fiend defensively. They do take down the Dazzle. In the meantime, though, 2 supports from Na'Vi fall as well. The gyro ulti is here. Avost with his BKB doing so much damage. The timing was perfect. He's doing massive amounts of damage. The SF goes down. The Lesh is out of mana. They have to back off here, I believe, but they might want to go back in. Mag does have Cogs shortly here. Dendi's still in the fight. He has full HP and a bit of mana, but no RP. So far, it's a 2 for 3. There's a buyback on the Wyvern. I'm not sure if that was necessarily required here. But in the end, the fight recap says that the gold slightly in favor of Vega, but it was still a relatively even fight in the end. The buyback on Wyvern doesn't hurt him too much. Seneko didn't have a lot of gold to begin with or levels, so not a costly buyback at all. And that BKB definitely allowed the Na'Vi to at least tie that fight up. I mean, if they would have not had that BKB, it would have been a disaster, because Havos would not have been able to TP into that fight. We're still gonna, it looks like they're ready to go here. No RP though. Dendi will blink in, completely whiff the skewer. And now Vega know that one of the main abilities is down. Mag will get ultied up, but no one's in range. The gyro ulti though doing a nice chunk of damage here. The Impale as well. Mag gets graved up. Lesh doing quite a bit of damage with his ultimate, but everyone on Na'Vi still relatively tanked up. The mech will be popped by the Shadow Fiend. And Vega might look to re-engage here. They know that a lot of ultimates are down, and they want to fight here. But they'll look to back off, and there's a glimpse. Just Leshrac, he gets pulled back. He gets Thunderstriked up as well. Impale lands. He's still a half HP. Funnick suns him up with the Spike Carapace as well. Lesh is very low. He wands up a little bit. Has a lot of Bloodstone charges, though. They want to kill this Lesh, but they just can't get to him. Is there another glimpse? In 4 seconds will be available. There's a skewer, though. Dendi, a beautiful 4-staff play, will take down the Lesh. He'll respond very quickly, though, with the Bloodstone charges. BKB pop by Havos. That's 2 BKBs in one fight. And the hook in from Mag. He brings in Artstyle, trying to bring him down, but Artstyle is going to take him down with him, I believe. Yeah, Mag will go down. It'll be 1-4 trade so far. In the meantime, Funnick takes down the Dazzle, who dies again, and this fight is lasting so long, but now Funnick in trouble here. He's ulted up by the Disruptor. Shadow Fiend clicks him down as well. Gyro ulti back off cooldown, but Havos very low. There's an ulti that winds up. They want to find Dendi in the trees here, and that was to disable his blink. It was very smart. He has a 4-staff, though. He will 4-staff up, but it doesn't matter. He gets caught out and goes down. It's 4 heroes down now on the side of Na'Vi, and that extremely extended fight goes the way of Vega eventually. That fast respawn timer with the Bloodstone for Lesh was very important to that fight. He's going to have his BKB very soon here, and now Na'Vi have to be very worried because Vega, they're getting their items, they're getting their farm, and they're at soon to be their mid-game peak here as the BKB comes out for SF. And how do you kill these heroes once they have BKBs? You have the RP, but Gyro is just not farmed enough to do a lot of right-click damage right now. He does, you know, the ulti is what really brings a lot of his mid-game damage into play. But with the BKBs, that's not going to do anything. You're going to have to land a really nice Wyvern ulti to really get a lot of damage here. And the issue is that Seneko just hasn't been landing these ultis very well. I don't know why my Nyx Assassin Impales look like Burrow Impales, but they seem to look like that for some reason. And now Na'Vi, do they have a smoke? They do not. But they're looking to make a move regardless. Do they want to go into Roche? I don't think they can really do that. I think we're just thinking that Vega might have been doing it, but they weren't. They have RP up, but I just don't think they can fight right now. I think Na'Vi are definitely very far on the back foot here, as yeah, they're starting to dip down into a gold deficit. And I think they need to get another item on the gyro. He's looking, I think, for a Yasha, as he will get by the recipe there. Maybe build that into an S&Y. But I don't think that's just going to be enough, to be honest. With 2 10-second BKBs, I mean, how are you going to touch this Lesh, and how are you going to touch this SF? They're just going to deal so much damage. You have to play the fight very well. You have to land the RP and hopefully get them before their BKBs are up and then just burst them down. That's really all you can hope for. Because even with the Disruptor ulti over the top of the RP, they're going to just be able to BKB through the brunt of that damage. So it's not going to be too terribly effective. Mag as well, getting very close to his blade mail, so he will just end up doing quite a lot of damage inertly. And what do NaVi want to do here? They are kind of front and mid, but will they really be able to take a tower here? I don't think they can do this. This is a little bit of a risky move here. Lesh going to throw out the lightning from the cover of the trees. Mag will rocket flare, and the creeps are dead, so yeah, NaVi wisely back off there. The Empower will help a little bit for Gyro, but he's not going to get the bonus cleave from it as he's a ranged hero, so NaVi do smoke up, though. They might be looking for a surprise play here, and this could be good timing for them. Vega have just smoked into Rosh. NaVi hanging around mid, hoping someone comes to farm, but they don't know that Rosh is going on right now. There's a DD on no one, and here we go. Now Funnick running forward. There is a sentry down. He needs to be careful and assume that there's a sentry. There's a ping out, but that was from the Wyvern, I believe, so he's still under cover of smoke. And he is walking forward. He does get ulti by the Shadow Demon now. And Shadow Demon will pop the BKB and they'll try to wreck Funnick down. He does get healed by the Wyvern, but it's not enough. He does go down. But now, here's the issue, is that no one's BKB is down, and NaVi know it. They might want to make a play here. They have a glimpse, but he's not going to be in range for it. They don't want to give this Rosh up, though. Missile will be popped. It'll be up on the... who did he missile? He missiled the Lesh. But the missile will go down, and they need to do something here. This Rosh is going down. I think they're just going to let it go. They're not in any kind of position to fight here. They're just going to skew up solo and kill him. Yeah, he'll go down, but this is just a trade for the Rosh. This is all they can really get right now. The Rosh will go down. But do they want to make a play here? Dendi walking in. He wants the RP. He cancels it once. He's trying to find the SF, but he will just kind of RP him and just do nothing, really. Seneko is going down. Disrupt the ulti's pop, but it's just on nobody. NaVi with a clowny team fight. They're going to bounce out of this. I don't know what just happened. But just a whole bunch of miscommunication, poor execution of ultimates, and NaVi completely lose out on that engagement. In fact, they lose a nice chunk of change there as Vega extend their lead. And I mean, Dendi just couldn't find the RP, so he decided to take the SF out. But I mean, the SF had Aegis. I guess he was just like, oh, maybe I can get him out of the fight, and we can kill the rest of his team. But I mean, with the BKB on Lesh, he just didn't take a single bit of damage. And the Disruptor ulti as well just landed on no one, and it was just a lost cause from the beginning. So NaVi will look to dig out of this deficit. They're going to be down, yeah, a significant amount of gold now, close to 10k, once it all settles down. And Funnick looking to get his Blink Dagger. He'll have it within a couple minutes as long as he doesn't go down. Maybe one lucky pick off and he might get it, but I think that this is the time where Vega group up and are like, we still have the Aegis, let's push some towers. We got BKBs. We know that NaVi can't fight us right now, so we're going to make some move on some tier 2s, and that's the smart decision here. NaVi also pretty split up here too, so need to be a little careful, as top lane looks to be the lane of choice here for Vega as their first couple of towers, and they're definitely going to make use of this Aegis. 13 Bloodstone charge, just 3,000 gold in the Lesh rack. This guy is just dominating right now as the tier 1 blows up to the SF right clicks. And they do have RP up, but I don't think it matters. I think RP is just useless to them right now. They'll land the RP, but after the RP, they're just going to be BKBs. They need to land an RP with a Nyx stun and maybe a Wyvern's Curse following it up. I don't know. They just need to land everything perfectly to even have a chance at winning these fights. They are smoked up, though. They might look to just solo RP. Yeah, oh, Dendi misses the skewer by a fraction of a foot. Just barely misses it, and now they all know that NaVi are here. And with the miss skewer, they're going to pop the Gyro ulti just to kill the creep wave. Smart decision there from Havos. He knows that that ulti is not very useful in the fight itself because of the BKBs. They do glimpse back the SF and drop a kinetic field, but it doesn't hit. And I think they're just trying to buy time here. I think they want skewer off cooldown. They just want to delay Vega as much as possible, but the Aegis is going to be up. Shadow Fiend with the medallion buff has a lot of armor, still has that Aegis as well. Looking to maybe get a Scotty next up. Missile goes out in the Lesh, but not going to do too much. And I think the Vega just slow sieges tower. I mean, NaVi, I think, are doing well at delaying this, but they're wasting a lot of time doing so. Both teams kind of losing out here. None of them really benefiting from either of these fights here. But Vega, since they are ahead, do continue to hold that advantage regardless. Even if this is sort of an even trade, and they'll get the tower eventually. They know they will. That's why they're sticking to it. Lesh, looking for that Octarine core as his next item. He's going to be tanky and difficult to kill once he has that. And he'll have it in about 2,000 gold, 2,300. There is a Blinking Skewer from Dendi, but remember this, there is an Aegis. BKB's popped immediately. Dendi just delivered the ultimate to his team, and now they all have to back up. They might even lose Art Style. Yeah, Art Style will go down. And that was just a special delivery courtesy of Dendi there. In the meantime, Havos has to pop the BKB and TP out. Don't know what he's doing over here, but he got caught out by Mag with the hook shot. And now the Gyro BKB down for 60 seconds. Did Vega look for tier 3? I think they're just happy with this and they back off. I think they want more tier 2s, which is the smart decision. NaVi just, they looked so much better in the last game than they look right now. They just seem to be all on different pages and nothing seems to be landing for them. This game is now net worth heavily in favor of Vega. They do have the blink on Funnick. That's a positive for them. Seneko, the poorest man in the world. I believe he's trying to get a Glimmer Cape here. Does he have it available for him? No, just Ward's coming on the courier. And now NaVi, I think they just let this go. They after that last debacle, I think they're like, all right, well, let's let this tower go. They are trying to throw a little bit of harass out, delay it a little bit with the Disruptor and Dendi, but I know that tower is definitely gone. Aegis will expire in about 10 seconds here. There was a missed hook in the bottom lane. Solo actually taking a lot of damage. He has the disruption, but he is going to get it off. He has just a little bit of health here. BKB pop by Havos. Pop the ulti as well. Solo will drop. Mag taking a big chunk of damage as well from the Wyvern. Wyvern is up on the cliff here now. They don't see him. In the meantime, BKB pop by Lesh, but he's off in no man's land. BKB wasted for him as there will be a successful TP out from the Wyvern and a win for NaVi there. A very strange little engagement, but NaVi managed to pick off Solo, get a BKB charge out of Lesh, and jump out of the fight without losing anyone. But they do lose another charge on Gyro's BKB, which is now already down to 6 seconds. So Havos got this BKB, and he's just, I don't want to say he's wasted it, but he just hasn't used it too terribly effectively here. They really need a lot of farm as Mag in a bit of trouble here. He will go down. So NaVi, I mean, this is what they need. A little bit of luck, a couple of pickoffs might get them in a position to hopefully win a team fight, but you know, you wonder, is it enough? As the last tier 2 will probably fall shortly here. The Aegis is probably gone by now. Yep, no more Aegis for the SF. But he is, does he have a Scotty? I believe he has it very shortly here. Yep, 400, 300 gold now for the Scotty. He'll have it after one more creep wave.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures
And now, if you had a hard time killing the SF before, you're going to have an even harder time now. As NaVi are actually pushing here. They are going to get scattered out by the Lesh. He's going to pop his BKB, but Dendi there with the Invis RP. It's just going to really get the BKB charge done as the Wyvern's Curse is popped as well. Funnick does go down to the Lesh regardless, even though he's stuck in place. And NaVi are going to TP out. Lesh, or excuse me, Shadow Demon will get the disruption, so rip in pieces our style. He just disintegrated. And not sure what NaVi, what their plan was there to do pick up the tower. Was it denied? No, Gyro did get the kill on it, so that's a plus for them. Maybe I would even say it's worth it, to be honest. They lose their two, an offlaner and a support. But I mean, for the tower, it's not the worst thing in the world. Did Gyro BKB? No, he didn't. So he still got one more bonus second on his BKB. Dendi has about 1/3 of the refresher, but he's probably going to save for buyback. He won't have it for a while unless he wins a big team fight here. Does Vega want to look up to possibly make a smoke play here? They do have one in the stash, but Courier is busy delivering the Octarine core to the Lesh. And same thing with the Shadow Fiend. If you thought you couldn't kill the Lesh before, how are you going to kill him now? 2200 HP, lifesteal from his magic abilities. and 16 Bloodstone charges with the BKB. That is a hard pony to kill. There's an invisible ward here. It's gone now, though. As Seneko just says, no bounty rune for you. I'm not even going to go for it. Playing it safe, as this next Roche fight could be critical, as we have a minute and a half on the spawn timer. Vega want to wait for it here. They don't want to push high ground without the Aegis, but NaVi, I mean, I don't think NaVi want to give up an Aegis. NaVi are masters at the Roche fight, even though that last one went so poorly. They tend to fight around Roche very well. And they, you know, with hopefully a better initiation this time, they can make something happen. But in the meantime, Vega, we'll just wait it out here. They have nothing to scout out the Roche just yet. They are pinging it, though. Solo, saying, hey guys, we need to think about this this Roche here soon. With about a minute left on the timer. Dendy is farming relatively well right now with the space he has. But he's just not going to have this. I mean, the refresher is about 5k gold, so he's just not going to have it reasonably soon. A Demon Edge is purchased by Havost. I'm going to assume this is an MKB. I mean, as much as we'd like to see the Havost Rapier, it's just too early for it. I mean, NaVi are just barely not behind enough to need the Rapier. I mean, but, you know, you always want to see it. You do. You really do. But I'm pretty sure it'll be an MKB here, as the, it's not a butterfly from Vega, in fact, or excuse me, from no one. So, you know, there's a chance. There's a chance. Maybe we can start the hype train a little soon. We'll see. Alright, Roche is up. And NaVi are the first to notice, so they understand that Roche is up with the dominated creep. Havost will scout that one out. Vega, in the meantime, will they smoke up here? I believe they just smoke into Roche. I don't think they go for a kill. I think they just want the Roshan, but it's not going to work because the dominated creep is there. So NaVi will know immediately. The issue, though, is that Seneko is kind of off on his own here. He has a gem. But, yeah, he needs to... Yeah, he's a tier 2 to TP, too. That's the important part here, and... Yep. There we go. Roche fight starts. NaVi, do they react to this? They're making a move. They ping it out. They see the Roche, but I don't think they have time. No, they don't have time. This Roche is for Vega. I mean, Dendy's here, but what can Dendy do? I mean, he can try for the good old-fashioned Dendy steal, but he has no vision of the pit, and he just TPs out, and they say this Roche is for free. They're trying to make a kind of a split push effort top, but I mean, there's no tier 2 that's going to get up here, so Vega will pick up an Aegis on the SF, and NaVi, their chances dwindle at a victory here. They need something pretty impressive here. I mean, if Artstyle had a little bit more gold, he needs 1,400 more gold for the Aghanim Scepter. That could be huge. I mean, that prevents the BKBs. It's a huge ability to have that AoE Doom. But you gotta wonder, will he have that in time? I don't think Disruptor's gonna find 1,400 gold before Vega decide to break the base, and this is exactly what they're gonna do. Seneko is still trying to split push top, but Vega will definitely have some to send back to react to that. And here we go. Last tier 2 on the side of NaVi will go down without contention. They're going to try to pick up a tier 2 in the meantime mid, but this one's at full HP. Havost is here, so they'll be able to do some damage, and they will trade a tier 2 as they pop the glyph to buy some time as well. They won't have the glyph for the high ground push, though. In the meantime, Mag is... Oh, Mag is going to cancel TPs! Mag wants to cancel TPs. This could be huge. There is a TP out from Dendy. Does Mag throw the hook shot? No. Oh, wait! Havost! He's gonna find Havost! No TP now, no gyro. This is a disaster for NaVi. Mag with the extremely smart play. He might pay for it with his life, but now he forced out the clip. He's completely fine, and now NaVi can't defend this. The Lesh is actually very low because River ulti's open, but the Grave is there. The Impale lands on 2. SF still with the Aegis and the Scotty. The BKB's popped by Lesh, and now he's gonna get the kill on the Disruptive. The ulti is popped, but this is a Rax for Vega. Gyro still trying to run back, but the wise heads-up play by Mag gives the Rax to Vega, and they might back up after this or heal up and continue onto the mid lane. But Havost, just a poor decision to TP right in vision there. But you gotta give credit to Mag for that smart play there. Very well executed. So Vegas still have about 2 to 3 minutes on this Aegis, so they can still make something happen here in another lane. They definitely want to be up 2 racks to, you know, quote unquote secure the victory. 2 racks is extremely hard to come back from. 1 rack's not nearly as much. as the MKB will be the decision for Gyro. Decides that the buyback isn't worth it at this point. I think that's the smart decision here. I mean, he needs the MKB, he needs the damage. Yeah, they just won't win the fight without it. Look at the gold lead right now. It's not great if you're a NaVi fan. 12k in favor of Vega. Dazzle actually working on a BKB. That is, you don't see that very often. BKB on the Dazzle, and now Shadow Fiend working on an MKB of his own here. Or a Daedalus, it could be either or. It might be the Daedalus. That would be... I mean, yeah, because the Gyro's not going to have a BK, or excuse me, a Butterfly for a while, so I don't think you really need the MKB. And here we go, top lane, the next choice, 17 Bloodstone charges, and a Shiva on the Lesh. This guy, 24 armor, 2300 HP. How do you kill him? Let's see if NaVi can do it. RP is available, Disruptor ulti available as well, but no Aghanim Scepter. SF with that Aegis will be able to tank up the tower and do as much damage as he can. The burn damage from Wyvern, they actually take down no one to half HP, more than that even. Great base defense with the ranged Wyvern here. Doing massive amounts of damage. They will heal up though. Burn as well. They have the sustain to keep going. Arctic Burn, of course, has quite a long cooldown. Not at level 4 though, only 20 seconds. So that'll be up again. Again, that percentage-based damage, very powerful. And I think Vega are just, they don't think they want to break the base here. I don't think they think they're strong enough. And oh, that's a huge item, the Refresher Orb on Dendi. It's not in time for the bottom lane, but it is in time for the others. And now with the double RP, NaVi stand a chance now. With 1 RP, I don't think it would have been enough, but now with 2, that's plenty of time for NaVi to make their move. And I mean, with the Wyvern ulti combo there, if they land a big RP, that's a 1 fight. That is a 1 fight. So, a breath of life for NaVi here, as Vega can't seem to break the base just yet. Lesh's next item might be the BTs, might be something else to further increase his tankiness, maybe the Ag Scepter. If they do scout out Mag here, but I don't think they get the kill. Yeah, he just backs off. There is a Tornado, just kind of hanging out in the Radiant Jungle. Yeah, interesting Wild Wing play here. Doing a little bit of damage, just a little bit, you know. I think there is a item. It's an MKB. No, it's a Daedalus. Full Daedalus on the SF, and now he hits like a truck. He loses his Aegis though. Key timing here as he no longer has his Aegis, but they probably will still look to push regardless. I think they might just deny this Rax. No, they'll keep it alive for now, but that will go down very shortly here. And the NaVi, last chance here for them. If they lose this fight, it's not looking good. Vega though, again, they don't feel like they can win the fight. I think they want a couple more items. I think they want one more item on the Lesh, maybe BTs. I think it's important that he gets BTs because with the Bloodstone he's going to respawn pretty much instantly with 17 charges. So he essentially has 2 lives in these fights if he buys BTs. He doesn't really need the buyback for that same reason too. Mag in the meantime, 1,000 gold away from his Ag Scepter. And yeah, I think they're waiting for the BTs. SF just got that Daedalus, but now he's got 1,600 gold. This is one fat SF. Both Lesh and SF pretty much equal in net worth here. Just so much farm on the side of Vega. Havos not too terribly far behind, but you know, he's the only core on the side of NaVi that can do damage. Lesh gets those BTs, and now I think you see that push happen. You got 2 lives on the Lesh, and Seneko actually kind of off on his own here. They do know that he's here, but he just... Pretty sure he's completely fine here. Has the Glimmer Cape, and okay. If you thought NaVi had a breath of life before, they have even a bigger one now. This is a full inhale of breath of possible life for them. The Ag Scepter, the naked Ag Scepter rush for the Disruptor art style. Now, if they land this ulti and Vega do not get their BKBs off, it completely changes the way the fight goes for NaVi. They will deal so much magic damage if they get a good combo here. I mean, the team fight is there for NaVi. If Dendi can get at least 3 in his RP, and they follow up with the Disruptor ulti and the Wyvern's Curse, they win the team fight. They just win the team fight. I mean, even with an Aegis, it's hard to win the fight after such a combo like that. So while Na'Vi are very behind in gold, they still have the huge ults that can win them this game, but it's going to be difficult. Vega aren't going to let them have that RP very easy. They're going to be split up when they push. I think they're just waiting for their Aegis now too, yep. About 30 seconds left before we know how long Rosh will respond. I'm surprised they're checking it. They got to know that... I think he's just checking for words. Yeah, he has that gem. So we'll have a bit of a lull here in the match while we wait for Rosh. I don't think we'll see any action. Na'Vi will stay hidden in their base. Abos does have a nice chunk of gold here, 3,800. He'll save for buyback now. Does he go for the Satanic next, or does he go for another damage item like a butterfly? That's the question. I think, you know, it's hard to say. I think he goes butterfly in this situation. It's hard to do that though because he needs the slot for the TP, so maybe he does go the Satanic. The TP is actually very important because if Vega somehow lose the next couple of fights and Na'Vi become on the offensive, he's going to need to be able to TP back because there is a lot of push on the side of Vega. They can split push faster than Na'Vi can. Flenick working on the Ag Scepter as well. Needs about 2,400 more gold for that. Mag picks up his Ags though. No buyback on him, but now he's got plenty of hooks to throw out.
And it's off.
And Roshan, about a minute on the respawn timer for him. A little bit over a minute. So we'll see if Na'Vi want to defend it. Will be a Rosh, or it's going to be an Aegis and Cheese, as the Chrysalis is the item of choice for Havost. Na'Vi do buy a smoke here, so they're ready to defend this Rosh. They don't have any wards. They have no vision of the pit. They have no way to know that the Rosh is up. And oh no, they might smoke under this ward. They are running away. They are pinged out. They really, if they smoke here, it could be a disaster. I think they're going to smoke here. I mean, it's already pinged out. They see it. Na'Vi, though, they do... Okay, they think better of it, and they move out of vision. So now Vega do know that the smoke is there. They do know that the play wants to be made. But... And, yep, double smoke. Here we go. 5 on both sides, all smoked up, all moving towards each other here. Now, this could be a huge fight for Na'Vi if they get the element of surprise here, but there's just no RP available right now. They will find 2. As the BKB immediately popped by no one. Seneko will get just dropped in 2 hits. He drops the gem as well. They have to get back now. Na'Vi are on the run. The hook was missed by Mag, but there will be an ulti from Disruptor. He glimpses Mag back and gets Force Staff out of the cogs, so he's okay for now. Everyone Na'Vi looks to make it out of this fight okay. Buyback from Wyvern. And what could have been a very, very tense team fight ends up in just 1 buyback on the side of Na'Vi. So we'll reset here. Rosh will spawn seconds now. And with no, do they have an extra smoke is the question. They do not. Na'Vi, in fact, it's on cooldown, so they're out of smokes. And this might mean that they get the Rosh for free, as it will spawn here in roughly 5 to 10 seconds. And there it is. It's up. Not scattered yet by either team, though. Na'Vi's still hanging around their own jungle here. They definitely want to contest this. They don't want to give up Aegis and Cheese. Mag throws out the Rocket Flare, spots out Na'Vi. Nick's under the cover of Vendetta. Ooh, he's actually scouting out the pit here. This is pretty smart by him. He sees the Lesh moving in. The gem is on SD. Do they have a ward up here? No, they don't, so they can't see up the cliff. Now here we go. Now we know this is going on. They are in position to defend this. Dendy with the RP. He only catches 1 though, and there's a disruption to the first RP is completely whiffed. Then he's going to have to refresh here. The hook in, the ulti, and they want to kill this SF. Dendy still hasn't refreshed yet. Mag getting low. Everyone on the dire side actually getting very low. Havosto, can he die? No, he hasn't died yet. He gets healed up by the Wyvern. He's still alive. The refreshing finally does go down. It's 2 for 2 so far. 1 core on each side down. Flenick throws an impale. Who is going to miss? He will pop his Spike Carapace, but he will go down in the end. It's 3 down for Na'Vi, but the SF is dead. Seneko will TP out. A very, very tense fight. Na'Vi almost won that fight, but Vega do eventually pull it out in the end. They are very low here. Rosh has healed up a little bit. And you got to think if Dendy, did he get that second RP off? No, he never did. You got to wonder, I mean, Na'Vi almost won that fight without RP. The first RP was completely nullified by the disruption. And the second one was never used, and they still picked off 2. I mean, the Wyvern ulti was critical there. And I think this Disruptor ulti landed as well, so SF knocking his BKB off. And that was critical in nuking him down with that magic damage.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Cheese will go to Mag. Wait, who will it go to? Goes to nobody? It's going to the Courier. Yeah, Cheese on the Courier. And the Aegis will go to the Lesh here. You gotta kill this Lesh 3 times now. You gotta kill him once with the Aegis. He'll respond immediately with the Bloodstone. He'll TV back into the fight with BT. He's gotta kill him again. I did that in the wrong order. You gotta kill him the second time after the Aegis, and then you gotta kill him when he BT's back in with the Bloodstone charges. All of NaVi did way better than they should have. I mean, it just goes to show the power of their ultimates right now. You can't count them out of this fight with these extremely powerful ultimates. They definitely want to wait for the refresher, though, before the next fight. They want to have 2 RPs. Vega need to be careful. They can't get caught out. They need to get their BKBs off. It's absolutely critical that they get these BKBs off. Gyro will have his Daedalus relatively soon here. He's saving for buyback. He's a surplus of 1,600, so he needs to get about 800 more gold before he can buy his next piece of the Daedalus, while keeping buyback. And here we go, Vega. They have the Aegis, they have the Cheese on both cores, and they're making a move here down the mid lane. This could be the end of the line for NaVi in this best of 2 series. Vega want the draw, NaVi want the 2-0. Can they hold? Both playing quite far out here. Needs to be careful not to get hooked, but they have a Force Staff from Funnick. It's on cooldown though, so need to be careful. Actually, the SF is even here. He is that BTs? No, it's a Satanic. What is it? What is it? There's an ulti orb. There's a Satanic. What's going on here? He needs to send to the secret shop first. All right. So I don't think he's gonna have buyback. Yeah, he's gonna forego his buyback for the Satanic here. A little bit of a risky move here, but they're not at threat of losing their base, really. I mean, NaVi's push is just not strong, so he's okay to not have buyback here, I believe. He has the Cheese too, so. And here we go. They're gonna try to do some damage to the Lesh, but he just has so much regen. Urn charges, Bloodstone charges. He does get glimpsed back. Do they ulti him? No, they don't. I think he's trying to beat the BKB. Okay, Matt goes in on Funnick. He's a little out on his own here. They force Funnick out, but he gets cogged down the cliff with the Force Staff. Gyro ulti's doing quite a lot of damage, and the BKBs are popped. Tavos needs to run now, but he's getting slowed by the Scotty. He needs to get out of this fight. They need to reset and hope that the BKBs will be on cooldown. Lesh actually taking a lot of damage. He'll be defensively disrupted. And for now, a lot of fighting, but no kills just yet. Not sure how Funnick got out of that one, to be honest. He was down the cliff. I didn't see how he got out of there. And now RP actually on the SF. They know that he doesn't have a BKB. Oh no! Dendy skewers him out of the Disruptor ulti. He will possibly go down here. Mag with the beautiful hook in though. The grave as well. NaVi. Havos goes down. He buys back immediately. Dendy running to the pit. There's an SF ulti that gets stunned up. The SF actually goes down. He has no buyback. NaVi full 5 strong. Now they used 3 buybacks so far. And now Vega look to back off possibly. Lesh actually getting caught up a little bit here. There was a hook that seemed to miss. Mag very low on HP. I think he was actually just hooking out. And now Dendy gets Glimmer caped up. There's a glimpse back, but it's BK beat out. And now Solo in trouble here. Dendy whiffs another skewer. Dendy just not... I mean, you don't want to rag on one player here, but Dendy's just not been hitting the plays. He's been missing so much. And that skewer out of the Disruptor ulti, huge miscommunication there that probably cost them some of their buybacks there. But they do eventually hold the base.
Tower is under attack.
And Havost will go ahead and finish his Daedalus. I believe he has all of it. Yes, he does. He did buy back, but he got enough gold from the ensuing fight to finish that full Daedalus. I think he had bought the recipe before he died, so he spent a majority of his unreliable gold there. And now NaVi look to reset again and hold the base. You think? I mean, the fact that NaVi have won, or at least held these engagements even, and with such a miscommunication on their ultimates, that you gotta wonder what happens if they land all their ultimates. I mean, the BKBs on the side of Vega are already all down to 5 seconds. We got SF. Actually, it's only down to 6 seconds. I guess since he didn't get it off a couple times, it still has one extra little charge on it. Funnick does have the Ag Scepter now, though, so he's experimenting with it, trying to find the right position for himself here. Definitely a strange ability that we haven't seen too much just yet. He's just having a good time here. I like that that icon there. So now they have a very long... Look at the range on that Impale. Hex is the next item up for Leshrac. He does not have buyback, though, so he needs to be a little careful here. He doesn't need it with the Bloodstone charges. Still got 23 of them. Did the cheese get used there? I don't see a cheese. Yes, cheese was popped. So they no longer have cheese or Aegis. But they're looking to come back into this fight. NaVi, do they have any buybacks at all? They have one on Dendi, and that is it. So only Dendi with the buyback here. NaVi can't get caught out. They need to have a complete fight here to have a chance. If anyone gets pulled out of this fight and killed, it could spell the end of the game for them. Vega are going to actually do a cheeky little smoke play here. Mag wants to find a hook. Do they have high ground vision with the ward? They don't, but they have a rocket flare that they can throw out here. Oh, they're sneaking around the back. They could find Hobos. This could be huge, buddy. Oh, the smoke breaks. They hook in, though. Here we go. Force staff out. The Hobos will be all right here. They pop some rocket. Impale lands on Leshrac. No BKBs popped just yet. Disruptor ulti and disruption as well. There's an RP, but the skewer is missed. Dendi misplays again. He needs to refresh. He will. He doesn't have enough mana. He does pop the arcane boots. A big RP. That time it lands. Both cores caught in it. Both cores will go down. NaVi win the fight. Lesh spawns back in 5 seconds. SF with no buyback. A huge win for NaVi. Dendi finally coming through with the good RP. And NaVi do win the fight. It's a disaster for Vega. So much gold going the way of NaVi. In fact, it's 5,700 gold with a 1,300 negative gold swing for Vega. So 7,000 is the gold swing total for NaVi. And, I mean, even just one good RP won them the fight there. Disruptor ulti putting in miles and miles of work, preventing the BKBs from going off. It's just such, I mean, excuse the pun, but it's such a huge disruption for these fights. I mean, not being able to get your BKB off, I mean, Vega were just stunned for the entire duration of that fight. Impale landed, RP landed, Wyvern's Curse, I believe, landed as well. I mean, of course, that doesn't get dodged by BKB, but nonetheless, I mean, Vega just couldn't do anything. Their cores were completely isolated and zoned out, and that wins NaVi the team fight. So now Vega need to recoup here, regroup. They were ahead 20,000 gold, but breaking the bases just seemed almost impossible for them. As Mag, next item will be the BKB. Actually, he sells it back again. Maybe he wants his buyback instead. That does cost him all of his reliable gold, unfortunately. Dendi now actually could look to maybe pick up a Hex. He has 4,400 gold. He has a gem. I don't know whose gem it is. It's Seneco's, so it's gone back and forth, but now it's back in the hands of Dendi. Roche will be back up in a minute here, as Mag does the BKB. And Gyro's buyback is going to come off cooldown here. Yeah, minute 48. If NaVi delay long enough, they're going to have that buyback available. And, I mean, Vega, while they are still heavily in the lead here, I mean, they need to execute these team fights better. They need to not get hit by all of these ultimates at once, or they just can't fight. They're extremely dependent on their BKBs here. Now, you gotta wonder, do NaVi... I don't think NaVi defend this Roche. I don't think they even try to contest it. Their high ground defense is so incredibly strong that the Aegis doesn't really matter at this point. Do they even have room for it? SF can drop the TP for the Aegis. Leshrac does not have room for it. He will not be carrying the Aegis or the cheese here unless he wants to drop a significant item. But yeah, at this point, this Roche is just not significant enough for NaVi to want to defend it. In fact, they're all split up. They're not even going to try. They don't have a ward here. Even if they wanted to, they're just not going to be here in time. So Vega gets the free Roche, but again, not hugely significant anymore. We're approaching an hour into this game, and this is the point where the cores don't have enough room for the Aegis. Aegis will go to no one. Cheese, I believe, will probably go to Mag. I'm going to assume it's going to go to Mag. NaVi do circle it up. They do at least understand that the Roche is going on here, but again, nothing that they can do about it. Yep, cheese will go to Mag, Aegis to no one. And here we go again. Vega have to win this push here. I mean, if they lose another huge team fight, the game will reset to even. They've already lost 5,000 gold from that one fight. And it was actually 7,000, but they've gained a little bit of it back here. And now here we go. We'll see if Navi can pull out on their big defense. They do have Seneko still pushing in the top lane. Has actually 3,100 gold. You wonder if Refresher is the item for him. Yeah, I mean, a double Winter Wyvern's Curse could be just devastating. So go ahead and disrupt the Shadow Fiend to hopefully take down this tower with the illusions. They will get stunned up though, and they won't finish the job just yet. Flat cannon down though for about 20 seconds here, but not enough time. There's a very odd glimpse on Mag, but doesn't do too much. Dendi. It all comes down to Dendi. Can he land another good RP? He's had one okay one so far this game, but he hasn't had the big one just yet. Will we find it now? Vega very, very cautious here. They don't want to get caught out. But they do need to make a move here. They don't want to waste the Sages. You just wonder what's their option here. Dendi is smoked up. They'll pop a sentry down as well to make sure there's no high ground wards here or no sneaky plays. Nyx will burrow up. Honestly, actually, I think that sentry's trying to defend the Nyx, but I mean, they have a gem, so it doesn't really matter. The RP! It's both their cores! Dendi, will he refresh? He gets one disruption off the Wyvern's Curse as well, and now Lesh, he will go down. He gets graved up just in time, but I don't think it'll save him for too long. He will try to heal up with the ulti and the Archery core, but it won't matter. He does go down. He has buyback if he needs to BT back in, but the Mag is dead as well. Disruptor fell on the side of Navi, but now they look to chase. Ghost Scepter pop him solo, but that just increases the mana burn damage, and he will drop very quickly. Does he have disruption? No, it doesn't matter. BKB popped by no one, but he is all on his own here. There's a buyback from Lesh. He's back into the fight, BT'd in, and now they look to re-engage. Havost, his BKB is down. No one taking a pretty significant amount of damage here. He's down to half HP. This Wyvern's Arctic Burn doing so much damage. A skewer from Dendi. He refreshes as well and skewers him back into the tier 4 towers. Such an excellent play by Dendi. The Lesh will go down. And no buyback down for 66 seconds. No one trying to satanic up onto Funnick, but he burrows down. They have no vision of him, and now he's trying to break down Gyro, but the missile will get taken down. Dendi just kind of hanging around. He has an RP. Does he want to use it? He cancels the first one. He has Blink if he wants to try to get him here. And he will do it. RP, no skewer though. He will throw a shockwave and doing lots of damage. Perfect impale from Funnick. They bring down the Dazzle. SF to fall as well. Can he bring down someone with him before he goes down? Devo's actually rather low. He needs to be careful. He has the uphill advantage. Vega. No one will eventually drop. There it is. He does go down. It's still the Aegis though. He's coming back. I don't think they can kill him a second time. They're just too low. Impale timing not there. Disruptor TPing back in. Does he have his ultimate available? Yes, he does. They need to find the glimpse. They're gonna glimpse him back after he ultis. It's perfect, but he BKBs out of it. He BKBs out of it. No one will be okay for now, but a huge win for Navi. Dendi skewering forward, trying to find solo on the retreat, but doesn't get there in time. After all is said and done, Navi do 24,000 damage to the 10,000 of Vega, and they gain another 8,000 to 9,000 gold on that. And this game is back to even, boys. A BKB for Dendi, Boots of Travel for Havost. He's got an extra 2,800 as well. He has buyback available. He takes the net worth lead. We look at the buyback status. No one on the side of the Dire besides Shadow Fiend has buyback. Well, all of the cores on the side of Navi do have their own buybacks. And they might look to finally, after 60 minutes, 51 seconds, Navi are able to cross the river. It took long, and it took quite a long time, but Havost takes the journey there. They need to be careful, though. There's still the threat of the Rat Dodo here from the side of Vega. Navi not out of the woods just yet, even though they have equalized this gold graph and brought the game to an even standstill. Havost, he has the Satanic as well. I think he had it for that last fight too. He's completely 6-stacked. And now, if you're Vega, you gotta wonder, what can we do here? Lesh, he was sitting at nearly 23 Bloodstone charges, I believe, and he's now down to 6. It's just not been good for the side of Vega. Navi have just been playing this so well. These ultis, oh, Wyvern has the Refresher now too. Seneko with 2 Winter's Curses. Disruptor in the meantime, he still has just the Ags and a Ghost Scepter, but that's all he needs. He doesn't need the Refresher. The Ags, it just lasts so long. The Ags duration, I believe, let's see, where is it at there? Scepter duration, 7 seconds? No, I think it increases it farther than that. It's just not showing for me. Dendi actually has quite a significant amount of gold too. His refresher's up in 20 seconds. They look to maybe smoke here. Do they have a smoke available? Maybe look for a pickoff here. No, they don't have one. But they are feeling very well off to just kind of scout out and kind of take back control of the map. Rocket Flare will scout out the NaVi squad. Mag still has the cheese. Never used it in the last fight. I think he died in the duration of a stun, so wasn't able to pop the cheese. Artcell looking to find some stuff here. They're going to stun up Mag, but I think this is just harass, really. They do BT in Havos, and Solo's all on his lonesome up here. Looking to maybe engage, but I mean, what is Mag doing? He's all on his own. He pops the BKB. Gyro ulti as well, but they're missing their Shadow Fiend. He has to walk all into this fight. And so what, at the end of the day, it'll just be a wasted BKB on the side of Mag. Solo very lucky to get out of that one. In the meantime, Lesh completely on his own over here. He needs to be careful. He's going to get spotted out by Funnick. He has no vision. He has no gem. NaVi, this looks like a huge kill for them if they can find it. He has no buyback. It's down for 2 minutes. He's going to pop the BKB. He needs to TP now. He'll actually just walk it out, which might be bad if he gets glimpsed. Do they have the vision to glimpse him? No, not in range. Disruptor just a little too far behind art style, not able to get that glimpse off. Close call for the Lesh, though. Havost, I believe he has enough gold to purchase the upgraded BTs if he wants it. In terms of Roche timing, we're about a minute away from finding out when we'll have that Roshan. And NaVi now in a position to contest the Roche and put the Aegis on. Den doesn't really have a slot for it unless he wants to drop the gem. Havost definitely does not have a spot for it. I mean, this is a huge win for NaVi. If they can get this win, they'll be in such a strong spot to hopefully make the playoff status here. Havost, BT's forward. They're looking for a kill here. They can bait out a BKB with a glimpse, but Disruptor too far on the back end. I mean, NaVi have not been on this side of the map for over 30 minutes. And now they're making a move. They want to scare Vega into their base. They're going to claim this lone tier 2 tower here, more than likely. And yeah, Vega they're just scared now. They don't want to be in fights anymore. They know they're on the back foot at this point. I mean, they lost fights 20k gold ahead. Now that the gold is even, there's actually still 10k in favor of Vega, but you might as well not even look at that. I mean, NaVi have everything they need to completely stomp these fights at this point. It's all on Dendi again. Gotta land those RPs, and it's a one fight. There's actually a hook in by Mag. They're smoked up in the back end. They find Artcell. They don't want to let him get his ulti off. He is still alive here. He needs to pop it. He won't get it off. He drops the gem as well. In the meantime, there's an RP in mid. BKB is popped, though. Satanic as well. No one heals up to full. In the meantime, Wyvern does go down. No buyback on him. Disruptor as well. Gyro goes down. Vega with the beautiful engagement. They targeted the Disruptor and they killed him. There's a hook in for Mag. He finds Dendi. Dendi, he has a skewer, but he's going to skewer Mag with him. He needs to get out of here. He has a BKB if he wants to pop it, but he has no TP to get out of this. He will keep walking. He drops the gem and just says, there you go. And he goes down. 4 down on the side of NaVi. A huge win for Vega. They need to get something off of this. There is buyback available for the Gyro and the Magnus. But Disruptor down for 20 seconds. Wyvern, the key hero, down for 65 seconds. No ulti. Use Refresher on that fight too. NaVi thought they were safe to defend here. The question is, do Vega just go throw and they buy back the cores? But is there an RP available? There's one RP available. Will that be enough, though? They're going to go for the mid-rack. Savos in the front line needs to be careful and not get hooked here. BKBs are up and ready on both sides. Impale's going to miss completely. Funnick is burrowed. They do see him. No, they don't. The gem is not... The gem isn't up on anyone. I don't see it. It's on the Dazzle, and he's not in range. They're actually going to glimpse Solo back. Do they want to try and kill him here? He disrupts himself defensively, but they're losing racks in the meantime to the Shadow Fiend. At this point, though, the racks aren't a huge deal. It's too late for the racks to matter. They do hook in onto Havos. They want to bring him down. He pops the Satanic, though, and is healing up a lot. They want to kill Mag. In the meantime, the racks do fall, and now BKB's up on both SF and Lesh, but they're not finding anything with these BKBs. Havos BKB is down, though. He needs to be careful. He just bought back. He cannot go down here. The RP will catch out one. Dendi, no refresher. He will go down. No buyback on him. Arcel goes down as well. He gets his ulti off, and the Lesh is falling low, but Havos, he's thrown back to the well. Funnick as well. And I think this might be the end for NaVi. They're trying to defend. Funnick will burrow to try and prevent the right clicks. No one taking a bit of damage here. NaVi might have a chance. They get the Wyvern ulti with the respawn. Disruption defensive, though, perfectly timed from Solo. He's taking a lot of damage from Flak. He pops the Ghost Scepter. Funnick, the Grave is beautifully timed from Dazzle. Will it be enough to save the SF? He needs to get out of here. And he will walk out. Oh, it will not get anyone. The Wyvern spell is not enough. And NaVi, they lose the racks, but they do hold. Do Vega look to turn here? No, they TP back to base, and so NaVi, they buy time for the reset here. They do lose their mid lane of Rex. Not a huge deal for them, but this is going to buy enough time for Vega to get their buybacks available. As Dazzle now also has the Aghanims upgrade. So much armor. So much armor. Just literally too much armor. They're going to get a Roche as well here. And now Vega, they're going to pull their gold lead back all the way up to what is likely 20,000. And that was just such a smart play from Mag. He hooks all the way through to find the Disruptor and prevent him from getting his ulti off. And that allows the BKBs to come up for Vega, and they just wipe the fight. And with no Wyvern ulti in that second engagement there, NaVi just kind of had a really disjointed team fight, and they weren't able to find anyone. So this time around, Aegis will be going to a to Mag here, probably. Cheese, maybe to the Dazzle, or the Shadow...
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Shadow Man. Shadow Demon. I hate when Shadow Fiend and Shadow Demon are on the same team. You can never get the names right. And here we go, boys. Here we go, boys and girls. It's a rapier for Havost. It's an all-in strat. They're going to smoke up as well. Will this be the winning key? We haven't seen it in so long. The Havost rapier. But here we go. Will it be enough? They do have the smoke. Vega want the Rax top. They want to get these megas. Dendi will have both RPs available. Wyvern will have both curses available as well. Everything is up on the side of... Ooh. That is a poor decision there. You do not, as a spectator, ping items because it is global. And so that alerts the enemy team to the rapier. So that spectator will be getting a talking to, but let's ignore that. Here we go. Rapier is revealed regardless. And they need to keep Havost safe here. This rapier is their key to victory. Dendi needs to be kept safe as well. They're going to make some illusions here, Shadow Fiend. They just want to chip this tower down for now. They know that the rapier is up. They want to be careful here. 730 damage for Havost. Dendi forces in. He gets 3 in the RP. He refreshes. The Disruptor ulti there as well. Mag hooks in, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Satanic pop by Havost. The RP. The number 2 is there. And the flag cannon's doing so much damage. 2 down. 3 down. Mag's Aegis is popped. No one taking so much damage. They want to get the rapier, but they're not going to get it. The Shadow Fiend will go down as well. Mag respawns, but he's in no man's land. Everyone on the side of Vega down. A beautiful play from Dendi. And NaVi hold. There are buybacks available on the side of Vega, but that was the fight. That was the RP that they needed. Dendi forces forward with the blink as well. The buybacks will come out instantly. And now here we go. It's an even game again. Oh man, Dendi making up for the poor plays earlier. Hits 3 in the RP. Skewers them back into the Disruptor ulti. No BKBs available. He patiently, very patiently awaits on the second RP. And I think that actually won them the fight there, even with that beautiful beginning to their initiation. Actually, the Dire know that the RPs are down, ultis are down here. They have a Winter's Curse available? No, both are down. Funnick gonna blink forward, but he gets hexed up. BKB popped by no one, though. 4 staffs out. This might be a wasted BKB. Havost needs to be careful here. The hook in is not gonna connect on anyone. Cogs will push the burrow back. Funnick will get pushed back down onto the low ground. Dendi, he gets pushed by the Cogs as well, though. Shadow Fiend ulti wound up, doesn't hit anything. Funnick is still alive somehow. He impales everyone with the AoE. And now Lish is down, no buyback. He has 70 seconds on the ground. Solo goes down as well. He doesn't have any buyback. Havost with the double kill. Dendi pumps the BKB, skewers Mag back in. And it's going to be 3 down. And Mag actually hooks out here, but I think that's just going to feed the triple kill with the flat cannon to Gyro. He doesn't have it up though. He BKBs. Satanic as well. Shadow Fiend cannot go down here. He does not have buyback. He does go down. And NaVi, they might be able to make a push off of this. 120 seconds down on the Shadow Fiend. They could look to win the game here. They might just go for Throne. They still have a tier 2 up on the side of Vega, so I think the choice is thrown here for NaVi. The rapier purchase looking to pay off here. As NaVi, they're smoking up to gain some move speed here, I think. No, they have the BTs. They can get into the lane here. The lone defenders on the side of Vega, the Clockwork and the Dazzle, they need to buy as much time as possible here in order to get these heroes back up. Lesh will be up in time. That is key here for Vega. The Lesh rack will be available. He's, in fact, I think is this a refresher orb? He doesn't have it yet. He'll have it when he respawns, maybe. But he needs 70 gold for it. And now NaVi need to be careful here. They will BT in Havost. Dendi, he has BTs as well, but they're on cooldown. No, he just BT'd in. Okay. Dendi's in. He has 1 RP available. He won't have 2. And I think they just go throne. 60 seconds on the Shadow Fiend. As long as they kill the Leshrac here, the game will be theirs. Lesh needs to be careful here. He actually is in range of a glimpse now. He has the BKB though. They're going to take the racks and take this patiently. It's still 50 seconds until Shadow Fiend comes back up. And they will begin the knocks on the tier 4 tower Seneko. He's Arctic burned up, but he gets hexed up, and he might actually go down the Lesh here. He gets 4-staffed out though. Glyph is popped. Mag jumps in onto Dendi, but the ulti comes out from Disruptor, and he nukes down Mag almost instantly. Dendi forces skewers the Lesh back into the ulti and PRPs him. He gets graved up. He'll be able to live for a second here. Solo TPs in, BKB pops, he's trying to get some regen from the Octarine Core, but it doesn't matter, he goes down, 80 seconds on the sideline, Havost getting healed up by the Winter Wyvern, and now this might be the end for Vega here. One tier 4 falls, the other one dropping low, down to half. Shadow Fiend will be up in 10 seconds, but I don't think it'll be enough, although the side of Na'Vi, they're very low. They are very low. They can ulti up solo. I think just to buy time, they're pinging the throne. They're saying, get the buildings, 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 buildings. They want to get the throne. Shadow Fiend is up. He's running into the fight. He's actually BTing closer in. He's BTing onto the throne. Wyvern goes down. Havost goes down too. He buys back instantly. He BTs back into the fight too. They know that they don't have too much because Lesh is still dead for 40 seconds. Wyvern buys back and BTs in as well. Funnick does not have BTs. I don't think he can get in. All the buybacks. Na'Vi are completely back into the fight, and they're knocking on the door again. Dendi, he does have a refresh, and he's gonna get solo. No one goes down, and that's GG. Vega will go down. Na'Vi with the 20k gold comeback. They win the game. They beat Vega 2-0 in exciting fashion. Dendi with the huge RPs to win the game. What a game. What a win for Na'Vi. They put themselves in such a good position for tomorrow. They might be able to make it to the playoffs now. Havost 21-5. I mean, what can you say about that game? The play from Dendi in the early and mid game, I mean, you could call it abysmal. It was very bad. I'll say it now. But to come back from that poor performance and land huge RPs, the triple RP in top lane, the skewer back into Disruptor ulti, it was perfect. And it wins them the game. Alright guys, holy moly. What a game. And I think we're done here. That's all the European games for today. Oh man, thank you guys so much for watching. What'd you guys think about the game, about the cast? Holy moly, that was so much fun. I can't believe they won. I can't believe they just won that game. The rapier, that's just Na'Vi, man. That's just classic Na'Vi. I mean, there's nothing more Na'Vi than that fucking game right there. Oh man, goodness. Where's the Reddit thread? I'm sure it's already up. Yep, there's like 100 of them. I mean, Vega were just so scared of the ultimates, and I mean, I think they were right to be. What happened was, I mean, the first few mid-game fights when Na'Vi slowly started to make a comeback, I mean, Dendi completely whiffs some RPs, he whiffed the skewers, and the fights were still coming out even for Na'Vi. They were still holding their base. They lost one set of racks, but they held the base, and they held the game, then they just delayed a little longer until Dendi got the refresher, and once he had the refresher, I mean, it was just GG at that point on. He landed pretty much every RP that he needed to, and that, oh my god, that triple RP, he 4-staffed in, blinked afterwards, landed the RP, skewered him back into the Disruptor ulti. It was just, you couldn't ask for a better fight there. It was really